Hello, everyone. On today's IRS Tax Refund update, we'll take a look at the tax return backlog that many of you are still part of and the latest numbers from the IRS on where things currently stand. We'll also check in on the latest tax refund batch scheduled for release later this week. Meanwhile, with the IRS increasing the amount of notices they're sending out to delayed taxpayers, we will recap the top ones being sent out, as well as checking in on those still waiting on their amended tax returns to be processed. The newest numbers from the IRS have been released about the current backlog, which has now been updated to 10.2 million unprocessed tax returns remaining. Now, that is a decrease of 1 million from just a month ago. Among that number include 1.8 million e-filers and a massive 8.4 million paper filers still waiting on their tax refunds. Paper filers make up about 80% of the current tax return backlog. For those still waiting on their refunds, we do know that the IRS has begun to start processing those paper tax returns that are part of the backlog that were filed in the month of March. Also, the IRS has been processing backlogged e-file returns filed between January and March. However, there's still significant amounts of January and February paper and e-filers still waiting that have not been part of the latest processing cycles. Now turning to the next refund batch, which is scheduled for release and transmission by the IRS on August 10th. While most will receive that direct deposit the day of, it may take an additional day or two for others to receive it as their bank processes it and posts it to their appropriate accounts, but do allow up until August 15th to receive that direct deposit. Meanwhile, for those waiting on paper refund checks to be sent out, the next batch of paper checks will be mailed out on August 12th, but do allow up until September 9th to receive that before contacting the IRS to initiate a payment trace if the refund is not received. Now turning to the top four notices taxpayers experiencing delays with their refunds are currently receiving, they include the modified 60-day notice, also known as Letter 2644C, which is informing taxpayers the IRS is still waiting on tax account information to be available on their computer system. The common reason for this continues to be the IRS has yet to process your employer's wage information, which is used to verify the wage amounts you entered on your tax returns. This continues to be one of the top reasons for refund delays and continues to impact even taxpayers who have coworkers already who have their returns processed and refunds issued. In select cases, but a constant problem every year, is employers who have incorrectly entered the wrong Social Security number for one or more of their employees. The second continuing factor of refund delays is the need to complete ID verification, which the IRS continues to notify taxpayers in the form of the 5071C letter. A significant number of those who need to complete ID verification have reported not receiving such a letter and were not aware their refunds were placed on hold as a result. Many of those who claim the Earned Income Tax Credit and/or Child Tax Credit have reported refund freezes as a result of needing to submit additional documentation in regards to their dependent. When this is the case, the IRS has sent out the CP75 notice, but in many cases this is another notice not being received. Refund holds will remain until the appropriate documentation is received by the IRS and processed. If you claimed EITC this year and it was not the reason for your refund delay, do be prepared to receive this letter possibly in future years, as the IRS has increased enforcement on those claiming the Earned Income Tax Credit. Now, the CP14 notice has been one of the more recent notices to go out, and in a number of cases has gone out incorrectly. It has become such a problem that the IRS did have to address this matter, as they did not properly credit certain tax payments. If you received this notice and have paid any outstanding balance to the IRS, there is no further action necessary at this time, and the IRS will update you at a later date. And finally, onto those amended returns, in which we're seeing an increase of quicker processing times in as little as 10 weeks. Now, the overall average of amended processing times is still inconsistent, somewhere between 3 to 5 months. However, it should be noted a number of those who filed in tax year 2020 waited 13 months for their processing to be completed. So again, positive signs for those still waiting on their amended tax returns. As a reminder for those still waiting on their amended returns, even if you designated your refund to be sent via direct deposit, it will not. Instead, it will be sent out in the form of a paper check. Now, the IRS systems are not currently set up to allow for direct deposits related to amended returns. In the meantime, we will keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so let us know in the comment section below what problem you're currently experiencing. Make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.